Hey, what's up YouTube? You already know it's All City Live TV, and thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about some of the best defenders with the best defensive badges going up against the best isolation player that I've seen to date. I mean, I've never seen a player play such as Chrome Antenna since I've been playing this game, and I play it day in and day out since the release. So shout out to the homie Chrome Antenna for coming through and lighting up our stream last night. If you're not familiar with our live streams, we go live every single day, so be sure to come check us out. We're always testing out badges and seeing what our players can do, whether or not badges are effective or not. We had a challenger in Spurville. Shout out to the homie Spurville for being a great sport and coming out. He challenged our best isolation player to an ISO session. He wanted to see if lightning reflexes, he claimed that lightning reflexes will hold up and lock down the best isolation player that I have seen to date. So we're gonna see if I'm gonna show you guys, and you can make your own decision based on the gameplay clips whether or not some of the best defensive badges can hold up against the best isolation. We're gonna get into all of that and more right now. Let's get it. Alright guys, so here are the gameplay clips of some of the best defenders with the best defensive badges going up against the best isolation. Now the reason why I call this particular type of gameplay the best isolation is because, shout out to the homie Chrome Antenna, his isolation game is responsive to the defender and the type of defense he's playing. There's a lot of players out there who claim to have an ISO game. You know, they swear they have an ISO game, but yet they're just spamming dribble moves, and it's just that, you know, the exploit of 2K allows them to benefit from these type of dribble moves. On the other hand, this type of isolation player in Chrome Antenna responds to the defense and triggers his dribble moves accordingly, which was really refreshing. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed playing with him. I enjoyed playing against him because I ran against him as well. He expanded our IQ on defense, which was great. And I'm sure there's players out there who could appreciate this type of isolation because, you know, it's almost like a chess match. You're out there trying to figure out which dribble move the isolation player is going to queue up next. It's not just a matter of spamming continuous moves. As you can see here, he is responding to the defense and triggering moves accordingly, and that's what ISO players should do. This is what ISO players should look like, and all too often we just see players spamming moves, and it's frustrating to a defense when you play the correct side on, say, like an explosive behind the back. You play the correct side, but being that the explosive behind the back is an exploit, you cannot poke the ball loose even though you're playing the correct defense. As you guys can see in the gameplay clips here, Chrome Antenna triggers up the move to create the space. He's not triggering the incorrect move and running into the defense. As you guys, boom, there you go, behind the back, to the right, now to the left. There's never really an opportunity for the defender to even get his hands on the ball, unlike some other ISO players that trigger up moves and you're playing the correct defense, but being that the dribble moves an exploit, they can just get away with an explosive behind the back. This is why I want you guys to make your own decision on this and see whether or not, I think the gameplay clips pretty much speak for themselves, but whether or not some of the best defensive badges can hold up against the best isolation. And if you guys are out there and you think you got a badge setup that can lock down an isolation player such as Chrome Antenna, I would love to hear from you. What type of badge setup, what type of defensive badge setup would you run against an isolation player like the guy you see here in these clips? Let us know what badge setup you will put up against this type of isolation, because we had people coming out, they were lined up ready to play, and I tell you, man, I think it was fun for everybody. It was fun for the people that were playing against him. It was fun for the people like myself that were playing with him. I had to run against him initially. We were fortunate enough to win the first game. We lost the second game against him. But I could tell you firsthand, it was extremely difficult. It was a chess match. I just said I would play him at the perimeter, force him into the 2. Hopefully we could win by 3s, by hitting 3s out there. And that's how we won the first game, but unfortunately we lost the second game, but it was still a good game. And I just want to know what you guys would do against this type of isolation player. He's a slashing playmaker. A slashing playmaker obviously increased his 3-point attribute so that he can spread the floor and give himself enough space that'll allow him to drive if he needed to. So that type of player with a good dribble IQ is almost unguardable. I would love to hear from you guys if you guys have an idea on how to guard an ISO player that's finishing like this and shooting from the perimeter and has this type of ISO game. I'm gonna let these clips play out. They're almost done, but if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I would love to hear your thoughts on what do you think about the best defensive badges going up against the best isolation player. And also, we go live every single day, so be sure to check us out on live stream. We're always talking about badge setups and whether or not badges are effective. So I would love for you guys to come on out and join us on our live stream. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of these clips, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.